Hello and welcome to Late Night Film Reviews with Captain JJBA4. Tonight, on April 14th, 2012, we take on A Night to Remember. Okay, enough of the accent. A Night to Remember is probably by far one of the best Titanic films out there. For one, there's nothing to distract. It's the honest, blatant truth. It's like, here's the Titanic, here's what happened, here's some of its key figures, here's all the drama. This is interesting. It follows sort of the perspective of Second Officer Charles Lightoller, who, in James Cameron's film, he's kind of depicted as kind of the villainish. No, I know that's Murdoch, really. Okay, Murdoch, yeah. But it really follows his perspective, played by Kenneth More. And Kenneth More kind of described this just being one of the most frightening experiences, because they built this giant model in a tank, essentially. These huge set pieces, and then they just, started putting them underwater, and said it was scary. But this is great. It feels a little dry sometimes. Like, it will feel like, the thing about James Cameron's film is that the Titanic really isn't the point of the story. The point of the story is, look at these two couple, and it was Titanic that sort of brought them together and separated them. And not really about the Titanic at all. This one is really about the Titanic. It focuses more on its crew, some of the key passengers, or some of the more known passengers, and other things. Everything is just 100% almost accurate in this. I mean, the only thing that's not accurate is, the ship doesn't break in two. And that was the popular belief at the time, that it didn't. Thank Robert Ballard for discovering Titanic in September 1st, 1985, I think it is. So you can thank him for that, 74 years later. Was it 74? 1980? 73 years later. But this is a great film, I think. I give it a 9 out of 10. It is a little dry, but it really just gets right into it. I mean, it starts April 14th. I mean, the first bit is actually just some of the more well-known passengers, how they got to Titanic and stuff, and Charles Lightoller. There's some great bits with him and his wife. It is a great film. It is a little dry sometimes. It's a docudrama, that's the thing. But I think 9 out of 10. I think it's reasonable. It's pretty good sometimes. There's some great bits with Kenneth More as Lightoller. He's great performance in this. He looks a lot like Lightoller and acts a lot like him as well. Like, I've read Lightoller's book, Titanic, and other ships. So, and the "Nearer My God to Thee" scene. That's the version they apparently played, the British version. The one in most other films is the American version. Now, that's the British version. That's the version that a lot of survivors said they heard. But there are like 5 different versions of it, but that's the version people claim to have heard. And that scene's done a bit better because there's I think the bass player is singing. That's nice. And oh my God, there's so many bits they're really just haunting in this film. There's this bit where everyone starts breaking out into prayer. It's interesting. Probably one of the best scenes in the movie, when they all break out into prayer. Molly Brown, the actress who plays Molly Brown, I don't have her name, sorry, but she is great. I mean, Kathy Bates is great as Molly Brown, but whoever the actress was playing Molly Brown, this is perfect. She gets Molly Brown down perfectly. And I think they even have that famous scene where she threatened to throw Hitchens out of the boat. Got the title, Unsinkable Molly Brown. But that's all I really have to say. I think it's a great film. I think it's probably one of the best Titanic films out there. Not my favorite. James Cameron's is still my favorite. But just a great film nonetheless, and I would recommend you all watch it. That's all I have to say, and I hope you enjoyed. 9 out of 10.